The ruler. If we look at our diagram, here you can see we have a 6-inch ruler. 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inch, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch, divided evenly. Each inch is divided into 16ths. This 1 inch here, shown on a larger scale, is broken into 16ths. If we were to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, you can see that it's been broken up into 16 equal parts. The question might be then, why are these all not labeled as 16ths? The first line is 1/16. The second line, 1, 2, is 2/16. But as you can see here, 2/16 simplifies to 1/8. And we always use our simplified fractions. So 2/16 is actually 1/8. If we continue, the third line is 3/16. That does not simplify. The fourth line is 4/16. And 4/16 simplifies to 1/4 because both 4 and 16 are divisible by 4. We continue. We have 5/16 on the fifth line, 6/16 on the sixth line, but 6/16 simplifies to 3/8. We then have 7/16, and we get halfway through at 8/16. 8/16 equals 1/2 because 8 is half of 16. This pattern continues. You can still count the 16ths, but some of them simplify. 10/16 will simplify to 5/8. 12/16 simplifies to 3/4, and 14/16 simplifies to 7/8. When you get to this last line, you've reached all 16/16. And as we know, when the same number is in the numerator and denominator, 16/16 is one whole. If we were going to read any of these, we would read them just as the 16th. But if we wanted to go beyond the 1, each of these is also a 16th. If I went 3 of the lines beyond the 1, I would have 1 and 3/16. I would need to read that whole number first. If I was at the 4 and went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16 past the 4, I would need to read 4 and 5/16. Remember when you read a ruler that you need to read the whole number that comes first and then the part that comes afterward. If we were to read, let's say, 8/16 past the 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we would read 2 and 8/16. But we need to remember that 8/16 can be simplified to 1/2. So if we were reading 2 and 8/16, we would need to say 2 and 1/2. If you were to look at these lines carefully, we can tell by the different lengths of the lines what our denominator should be. The fractions that do not simplify, 1/16, 3/16, those are your shorter lines. The 16ths are the shorter lines. After that, we have the 8ths, 1/8, 3/8, and you can tell that all the 8ths are the same distance down on the ruler. Then we come to 4/16, which is 1/4. 1/4 is the next largest line, and you can see 3/4 is the same distance down. Our longest line comes at 1/2. That's 8/16, and since it's more than these, it's the longest line. So each of these lines, if you're not sure on the reduction, you can tell by the length of the lines.
As you can see in this table, there are many different types of rulers. You're going to ask me, Mr. Summer, how important is it to really know the ruler? Let me give you a little example. Before I opened up this company called Reliable EDM, I was operations manager of a large tool and die stamping shop. And while I was there, I gave them a little test. And also for my company here, before I hire anyone to work in this shop on these machines, I require them to know the ruler. And as you can see in this test, there are 4 problems right over here where the person who I'm going to hire has to put down the dimensions. And I want to see it in the lowest common denominator. Also I have on here adding fractions and deducting fractions. To me, the ruler is indispensable to work here in this company because we're measuring constantly with a ruler and with fractions. And so in many other trades, they have the same requirements. So if you want to land a good job, it's important for you to master this little instrument called the ruler.
Let's look at some workers using a ruler. Here's a crew who specializes in putting sheetrock up in homes. Notice their skill in using the ruler and in putting up sheetrock. They not only use the ruler to measure, but they also scribe lines with the ruler. Here's a welder welding a picket fence. Notice he's using the ruler to make the spaces equal. Now he's welding the fence.
Please pause the video now and complete the problems in your workbook. When finished, press play, and we'll continue with the next lesson.